Welcome to my channel. This is a reading for Gemini, March 2020, Career and Finance. I'll just get right into it. The back cards here, the Goals card, the Moon card, the Six of Raphael, and the Queen of Raphael are all cards that relate to the general energy of March. Everything in the Rider-Waite deck, which is central to the reading here, is actually the Career and Finance specific reading, although I will say it, again, is still a general reading for Geminis, but just a overall general reading. So anyway, getting to the Goals card, you are being told that progress is positive and your personal goals will be achieved. So if you've been feeling bored or restless or feeling that things aren't moving ahead, they actually are. You're being told to stay positive. This might be letting you know that you're perhaps feeling a little oversensitive, vulnerable to criticism, that kind of thing. But not to let that overshadow, the motivation that you have toward the goal, because it is moving in your favor. There's still progress. So it also suggests that there's some kind of new skill that's coming around or a new hobby that's helping you to progress, and just to release old plans or concepts or expectations around this goal, and just and just to keep your sights. Keep your sights moving forward, trust your instincts, that kind of thing, and, things will move ahead, continue to move ahead. Sorry, so also, it's also just suggesting that not to oversell yourself, that there's, it is a unique achievement that you're trying to move ahead with here, so you can feel proud, but basically it's just letting you know that major goals are the plan right now. So the Moon card is also on the other side here, just letting you know to pay attention to your intuition at this time and move ahead confidently. So that card indicates that your intuition is really strong at this moment. So you can rely on your gut feelings, any dreams, messages that come through, a lot of repetitive signs or things, numbers, that kind of thing that seem to stand out. Those are signs from the divine that are trying to prompt you to pay attention to a message. So problems will be solved easier than they were before, because you are using or relying more so on your intuition as well. This is also a time that spending that time alone is actually going to help to revitalize you and nourish your soul. So in terms of career and money, it does let you know that you've got fresh new ideas and creativity coming forward. You also have the potential for a confrontation that you need to be aware of, and heated discussions, that kind of thing, and to avoid that at all costs, just to really be careful, what you say and the conversations that you hold. Don't engage in gossip, that kind of thing, because as some doors are closing, there are others that open. But again, it's just about some kind of change in life that you're moving toward as well, and that you will be able to earn some money from this. So it is a positive. Things are moving in a very strong direction of success. So just to follow up with the cards below, the Six of Raphael and the Queen of Raphael. The Six of Raphael is, I'll try to let you see what the card says there. So that one is indicating that you are to embrace your inner child. New friends or rekindled relationships, children or childhood are involved. So this card, I do actually get the feeling that there is more along the lines of children being involved in this reading, just because there are quite a few pages toward the end of the reading here. I'll just give you a little flash of that. So you do actually have I'll try to pull that over, but you actually have the Page of Wands, as well as the Page of Wands here. Sorry, the other was the Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands. These are actually more so clarifiers for the Seven of Pentacles here. But those pages do suggest that there is younger energies involved around this reading. So, and again, I strongly get that as well with the Six of Raphael. So let's go back to that card. So the Six of Raphael is just giving you an idea that you have some lovely memories. Experiences from your past or your childhood are coming back. So could relate to old friends, old romantic romantic partners, things that resurface, or new, and as well new people, may become instant close friends due to past life connections. Things along that line is what that card represents. But it is also careful not to romanticize about the past, to see things clearly and be objective. But again, it's a card of nostalgia, involves children, your inner child, and that time of innocence. So following that is, again, the Queen of Raphael. So this card is letting you know, follow your heart. There's a love of home and family, trustworthy psychic information. So again, this is also suggesting that you follow your intuition, so that you do need to rely a little heavier on that for problem solving, that kind of thing. But it speaks more to situations with the Queen of Raphael. So your heart is your greatest strength, and your relationships to others develop on a new level. So this is the perfect time for, home and family and love, and relying on that intuitive information coming through. I mean, in terms of people, it is letting you know that you are somebody who's wise, loving, and nurturing, and that you are able to solve problems before they occur. And just to rely on your psychic ability, your spirituality, whatever that is to you, your understanding, and to be giving, and to show, unconditional love. So sometimes there is also that need to give ourselves some self-care and not to overthink. We can be, giving to a fault without taking the time to consider ourselves. So just to make sure you maintain that balance throughout the month of March. So in the first position here, we are looking at the Nine of Wands. So this in itself is really a defensive position. So you're starting off the Knight of Wands, the Nine of Wands. You're starting off with that position of being ready to act. You're prepared to move on, that kind of thing. You are being resourceful. You're maintaining boundaries with this card. You are focused on something here. You are focused on something, and you're guarded. You're worried about it. You're feeling vulnerable. You're, suspicious, that kind of thing. So, this is also, wands are also about creative solutions. So again, lots of that coming through, with several wands in the reading. And of course, there is some major arcana here. You can't see it on this side over here, but further on to this side, you actually have the Tower, which is some conflict. There's a change going on there. You also have the Judgment card coming through. These are all major arcana. This is just a clarifier, the Emperor, but you do have the Strength card. Again, major arcana cards. So there's some really significant events coming through in the month of March. But again, the Nine of Wands is about you being in that position of worry. So you are prepared to act here, and you definitely are very guarded. You're being resourceful, and you're maintaining some boundaries, but you're being focused, and you're able to problem solve. Lots of problem solving going on for the month of March for you. But moving on to the next card with the Three of Pentacles. I mean, this is actually indicating that there could be some teamwork involved. So the Three of Pentacles is still you working on, accomplishments, creativity, and projects, collaborations, that kind of thing, and that there is some recognition for skills coming through here. It's about competence and, you not giving up, basically. So because of this Nine of Wands here, I would say that this card is a little more strongly in support of that card, telling you not to give up, just to keep going forward, keep manifesting your energies toward your success. Collaboration is still an energy coming through here, but again, it still speaks to success and cooperation. So then we have the next card about being strong. So it does look like you are guarded about something here. So there is clearly something that's emotionally, I don't want to say hampering you necessarily, but certainly something that's coming through that is very much on your mind. With the Strength card, again, you're being told here that you do need to take control of your life and, stand up for yourself and, try to be a little more solid in trusting yourself and your intuition and your inner strength, because you might need to rely on that inner courage right now. This is a time of, feeling like you've got some extra demands on you. But as I say, just continue to maintain your course. Don't underestimate yourself. It is clarified by the Emperor. The Emperor could suggest an energy around you of somebody who's accomplished and confident, charismatic. It can also just speak to you being victorious, after a period of being strong and guarded and getting some cooperation there. But it also speaks to protection. So this could be self-protection and security, but it also speaks to fatherhood, that kind of thing. So maybe this is your energy coming through, that you are somebody who is a stable person, but it is about that inner strength that's being possessed. And again, with the Strength card, I get the feeling that this is a little more directed towards yourself, but it is also a card of using self-control and self-discipline. So I would say, given the cards in the spread so far, that you're defensive, but you're ready to take action. You're feeling a little vulnerable here, but follow through with the cooperation. You're moving toward a more positive skill set and working with other people. But you also need to remain strong and in your own power, and just to have some self-discipline, but also to stay in control of yourself and your emotions. Enable for you to continue moving forward. You don't want to waste your energy on things that aren't battles that suit your higher purpose or keep you, off course so that you can't remain focused. The next card is the Ace of Wands. Wands are about energy and action. So this is a card of ambition and creativity. It is also about those new beginnings and new adventures, and that you're acting on inspiration. It's a time of coming up with solutions. Again, you've got lots of solution cards throughout this reading. But it is, again, about you staying passionate about your projects, and just overall, just staying in that flow. So just to remain perceptive and maintaining some energy throughout this reading is what I see here as well. You also have another card with the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is an energy that can be around you. It could represent yourself, but it's somebody who's characterized as needing to express themselves. It's a person who's magnetic and attractive, and somebody who tends to have a lot of, charisma, who's optimistic, and someone who knows what she wants. So queens tend to also be an authority figure. They just lead a little more from their heart base. This is still a change maker with this card. This is somebody who makes changes. She's approachable. She's influential. She is, doesn't have to be a female necessarily. Again, it's just a general overall energy, but somebody who, could even be a little bit guarded and anxiety oriented, but it does represent the astrological signs of Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Doesn't have to be any one of those, but just characteristics that follow with that energy of the Queen of Wands. But it is somebody who's action-oriented. This is somebody who has some drive, who's energetic, likes to be a center of attention, could be a little moody, but very goal-driven, stubborn, and on the side of the negative, perhaps, could even be a little bit manipulative, but, in a very responsible way. So, again, it's just a card about getting what you want. And again, this could be just, as I say, it's yourself or an energy around you. I feel it's a person that's coming through here. We also have what's followed up with is the Moon card, and then that's clarified by the Seven of Swords. Eight of Swords. But the Moon card is really a card speaks to the subconscious, things that are not yet clear, the things that haven't come to the surface. So I get the feeling that there is some kind of emotional issue that's going on here, because it seems like there's still a lot of underlying action and forward movement toward, goals and inspirations, but there's also some underlying issue that's related to a heavier emotion, because this is also about a card of safety and security, the Moon card. So this is about, insecurities holding you back, can be a little bit of a warning card, but it's again telling you to trust your intuition with this card. There's a strong need for you to trust your intuition with the Moon card, and you've got double moon. There was the Moon card from the Fortune deck, and you also have it in the Rider-Waite deck. So, this is definitely you being spiritually wise and making sure to follow your intuition, your inklings on this. Again, it could speak to anxiety and, insecurities with this card, and, just wrapped up in your emotions. And you could be blocking yourself a little bit from success because, again, with the Eight of Swords, the swords is related to the mind. So, it is still you up in your head in some way, and you're still feeling vulnerable and anxious and a little bit afraid about something here, because the Eight of Swords, not only has that card, been from the very beginning, that overall energy is following through with other parts of the reading here. So again, I do feel that this is definitely relevant for this reading. And as I said, sorry, that's not the Eight of Swords, that's the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords, apparently I need bigger glasses or something. Anyway, Five of Swords is about, you feeling that it's a win. There is something that's coming through with this, that it's a positive, but it is with a limitation. So whatever win is coming, whatever conquest is you're overcoming, there is some kind of limitation around it. So it's not a clear-cut win. It's something around your fear and anxiety here that is going to cause you some degree of loss. You might feel some conflict or some betrayal with that card. I mean, it could also speak to, kind of power games going on, some kind of abusive relationship, or just difficulties. Things that you're experiencing might be related to like lots of hostility and tension for you. Could even be some kind of a separation of sorts, but basically low self-esteem, and just that defeatist attitude is going along with that. And again, I do feel it's very much in the head here, because you're also followed by the Seven of Cups, which is an anxiety card. And I mean, it could also speak to having a lot of options ahead of you, but I feel, given so much of the mental state here of this first week of March, that this is really more relevant as a card of anxiety, and that you're feeling a little overwhelmed. It was clarified by the Nine of Pentacles, so I do feel money is a part of the issue. Normally, the Nine of Pentacles on its own speaks to being, independent and, fairly in control of your, finances, being self-reliant. But it is, again, a clarifier for the anxiety card. So you have anxiety around that ability to be secure and independent at this time. So you're still needing to exercise some self-discipline in the early parts of March to be able to overcome whatever these hurdles are. You also have, it's followed up by another 7, actually. So, the fact that you have a couple of 7s in this reading, also indicates that you are in that soul-searching, solitude, pulled back kind of mode here. Sorry, you probably can't see that. I'll just shift again. So with the Seven of Pentacles here, that card lets you know that you are still in a period of building. The Seven of Pentacles is a time when you are sort of stepping back, you're reflecting on what your next step is, trying to create a new strategy, what next, that kind of attitude. So you're still preparing for action, but again, things are just being delayed temporarily with the Seven of Cups, or Seven of Pentacles, sorry. Because, as I say, it looks like you've got a lot of other emotional issues to deal with in the earlier parts of March here. So I wouldn't suggest overwhelming yourself with too much. Just take on what you can, mentally allow yourself at this time, rather than overwhelm. Okay, so at the Seven of Pentacles is clarified by, I pulled a lot of cards on that one because I just didn't feel like I could get a clear enough idea on what the Seven of Pentacles was really about, why you were stepping back, why there was so much, tension that was taking place in the earlier part of the month. So I did pull, again, this is the Knight of Wands, and then you have the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is for sure about self-sabotage. It's about, I feel that the worry is actually around that Knight of Wands. That Knight of Wands is an energy of a younger energy. So it could, pages are usually indicative of a very, a much younger person, but the Knight of Wands is really still, a youthful, vibrant energy, creative person, and to me it speaks to more of a childlike quality. So it's somebody who's impatient and, likes to take off and, has some extremes of energy going on there. So it's a card really that speaks to, you know, taking off, likes to depart, doesn't like to arrive, likes the adventure of things, who can be a little unreliable, could even be a little bit overly self-assured and vain with the Knight here. But again, you know, this is a card of somebody who doesn't like to be possessed. You know, this is somebody who is quite creative in their own right. And again, you know, it's really somebody who likes to travel around a little bit, who likes adventures, that kind of thing. But it does speak to a younger energy to me. And it does feel as though this is, you know, someone who is somehow influencing the stepping back card here. You know, the reason why you are stepping back with the Seven of Pentacles. You do also have, again, a Tower moment, which is a clarifier for the Page of Wands. So with the Page of Wands, again, it's still fiery energy, and I feel that that is also one and the same energy with the Knight of Wands. I do feel it is a child quality here with those two cards. I don't feel that it's 2 or 3 or 4 different children in this reading. I feel that it's really the same person. So the Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands, speaking to, you know, somebody who is a creator, somebody who likes to kind of launch, take new opportunities and take action and all of those things, and likes to be expressive and, you know, go off into a new direction. And that's where the Tower moment is. So the Tower moment, again, seems to be around this younger energy. And again, there is, the Tower moment seems to resolve itself, though, you know, toward the end of the month. But again, the Tower moment is usually speaking to difficulty, some kind of change that's coming up, some kind of turmoil is around this energy of this child. This could even represent getting rid of old belief systems, you know, and destruction of, you know, things that you might have had from childhood. But it is about rethinking, you know, a whole belief system, and it is about change coming. It's also letting you know that problems don't last, which again is definitely followed up with the 8. You've got the 8 of Cups here, and the 8 of Cups speaks to moving away from all that negative energy. So even though there are some changes coming, even though there is some insecurity, I mean, this Tower moment could also speak to, you know, having some legal battles or whatever. There's not a justice card and all the rest of it coming through that strongly speaks to it, but I mean, it's just basically speaking to some kind of problem that won't last. But again, it does feel as though it is about, you know, kind of it is overshadowing the reading is what I'm getting at, because but it is resolving itself toward the end of the month. With the 8 of Cups, you know, again, that's what you walking away on a new journey, overcoming the issue. There's not really anything lingering, and then because it's clarified by the 2 of Cups, you know, like the 8 of Cups is that speaks to that time of transition. It does let you know that, you know, you're moving into some kind of self-discovery journey there as well. You know, you are able to overcome some uncertainties that you had, but it is personal development that's occurring there as well as that self-discovery, you know, and you're just moving away from things that don't feel good or quite right, and you are restoring the balance. And especially too, because it's followed up with the 2 of Cups. I mean, the 2 of Cups is all about, you know, regaining that balance. It does also speak to a reconciliation. So maybe there was some kind of division or something that related around this child energy with the Tower moment, and the problem is being resolved. There is a reconciliation of some sort, you know, and as well, the Tower itself is also a card of reconciliation, especially when it's followed up in close proximity to the 2 of Cups. And also, it's still closely connected to the Judgment card, which is also a reconciliation card. So all of those cards support one another. And again, you know, with the 2 of Cups, it's about harmony. You know, it does speak to, you know, finding the balance there again. It's about forgiveness. It's about, you know, being able to strengthen a relationship, I would say, with this childlike energy. And again, because you had the Judgment card, still speaks to me of reconciliation. Um, there could be contracts as well with the Two of Cups, something being signed on that level, but to me it feels like it's just overall reconciliation on that basis. Um, the two of, I should just mention, the 2 sevens can also speak to new love that's coming through there, but again, because I don't really see a lot of other love-oriented cards there, I don't want to strongly suggest that is what's coming through, but but again, with the Tower and the 2 of Cups here, that's about things being shaken up, and that the change needs to happen. It can be a little heartbreaking, but again, it is still moving forward. There is balance that's being restored, and there is, with the Judgment card, also the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is also speaking to that energy of another person coming through. Pentacles is dealing with like an earthly sign, somebody who is quite, again, it's another queen, it's an energy around this person or yourself that is home-loving, someone who's there for everyone, a really resourceful person, somebody who's nurturing, somebody who also is quite creative and resourceful and has the ability to manifest security. So this is really somebody who's a very good energy, and it looks like the Judgment is coming through for this person as well, and so there is a lot more security and balance and love that's being found toward the end of March. This is also somebody who speaks to being a really good multitasker. So even though there was some kind of heartbreaking event, the balance is being restored because it does follow up with the Victory card, which is the 6 of Wands, and the 10 of Pentacles. So again, with the 10 of Pentacles, all earthly energy there, that's about, it's a happiness card. It's a card of the good life, enjoying a happy family life, things being secure again. I'll just try to show you the rest of the card there. It's really things being secure again, and with family, and that things have been restored. You've manifested what you want there. Normally it would speak to like energy around financial wealth and that kind of thing, and especially followed up with a Victory card. But in this reading, I don't feel that is really what it's indicating. I feel that there was some kind of connection to this younger energy that has been influencing the whole of March. And so, but again, it is about peace, happiness, family life, and there is a success there with the 6 of Wands. So there is a victory that's coming through. So the Victory card, definitely, something's been accomplished. You definitely have some kind of, it can also speak to talents coming through, and just to remain humble. And definitely it's some good luck, good fortune that's coming your way. But it's, there's supporters around you with this card. There's some kind of a win. It's really about positive transition there. Anyway, it's something to be prideful about. You also have 2 other cards following that, which is the Hierophant, and that was clarified with the Justice card. So again, the Hierophant is really speaking to corporations, or dealing with institutionalized type energy. So I don't know if that was surrounding the child. I don't know if that's surrounding yourself, but it is something that is dealing with systems, that kind of thing. So with the Justice card, it looks like everything the problem's been resolved here. So whatever this institution or this system was, the Justice card is weighing in your favor. The right decisions are being made. And again, it's really close to the 6 of Wands here, which is also about that victorious trial that's come out of it. Everything's being resolved there. So, yeah, overall, I don't think there's anything more other than just to continue following in divine light is also a secondary message. There's a father figure here with the King of Wands that's coming through, which could represent yourself or, again, some energy around you. But the King of Wands is really somebody who's dramatic and, theatrical, charismatic, strong role model, that kind of thing. Powerful individual. It's somebody who is inspiring or likes to be inspired, who's bold. So again, it's somebody who speaks to being a powerful leader and likes to be center stage, boldly confident person. So the Ten of Wands is the end of March, and that is a time of feeling overwhelmed. Again, they were clarified by the Page of Cups, so that was an emotional messenger coming through there. Again, pages speak to, that younger energy coming through. So in my mind, the Ten of Wands is letting you know that you've got some kind of a victory that's come through after a time of feeling really burdened. You trusted your intuition, which is also at its clearest with the Page of, sorry, I guess that's out of focus. With the Page of Cups here, you also have if you can see that there, the Ace of Cups. So with the page, the card is really letting you know that with the Page of Cups that things, again, it's a studious kid, somebody who is, dreamy and sensitive and lighthearted. It's about that youthful, naive energy. And things have been synchronized because the universe has given you the card of the Ace of Cups. And again, that's about emotional fulfillment, and that the universe is bringing something through for you specific to this young, it's good news with the Page of Cups as well. But again, with the Ace of Cups, this is good news. There's an awareness that's come through here. So I'll just pull the cards up here again. So there is good news that's coming through with the Page of Cups. And again, those are clarifiers for the Ten of Wands, but, they do speak to, things being expressed, whatever needed to come out has come out. There's that universal blessing, you've trusted your intuition to bring about, that positive resolve. And on that note, that is the month of March, and we will talk to you in April. Have a really great March, Gemini, and again, just to reiterate, even though you did have some difficulties throughout the month of March with a younger person, with all the intense feelings, just to try to remain always balanced and, allow yourself to self-heal, because I don't think a lot of times we take that time to listen to the body. So anyway, that's just a side note.